Hi guys, and welcome back to yet another Frieren Friday, another miraculous, fabulous Frieren Friday. We love these days so much on the channel. We are checking out episode number 23 today of Frieren. We are beginning the second trial in this mysterious place that is supposedly a terrible, terrible task or trial that has been set up for us by Sensei. I think it's Sensei, right? This is apparently just a really brutal test. And she has never once passed anyone in the 4 times she has proctored in the past. So who knows what is going to be at the forefront of this trial? Is it going to be, something team-based related? Is it going to be individual related? Is it going to be intellectually charged? Is it going to be kind of to do with how people use their magic opposed to how strong they are with their magic? Who knows what's to come? I have no idea. I'm very excited though to check it out. It's going to be a very fun episode, I'm sure. Plenty to see, plenty of fun characters that we're going to get to follow here. And yeah, not going to really yap much longer. We're just going to dive right into this one. But if you guys do enjoy these videos, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. And hit the bell down below so that you're notified every time one of these videos goes live. And of course, comment down below letting me know what you plan to get up to this weekend. And yeah, we're not going to yap much longer. We're going to just dive right into this one. So yeah, Frieren, episode 23. Let's go. At the ruins of the King's Tomb located in the Northern Lands. The King's Tomb. Who is the king? 18, yep. Sensei, I was right. Okay, I did remember the name. Thank God. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What have you done in the past that everyone has failed? We've all heard the rumors. I love just seeing Ubel and Land because it's just such a funny combination to me. Yeah. Fern and Frieren it shows when she mentions passing with ease, of course. Okay, tell us. No! I mean, I love this opening, so I'm not going to complain. But I just wanted to know, right now, immediately. So now I'm worried that we, the viewers, are not going to hear this details of this exam, and we're just going to learn it through the characters as they continue on whatever it is that they're doing. Whereas I want to be told firsthand. I want to hear it immediately right now. It's so interesting going back and seeing this opening now when we've got all of these Hold on. What was that putting a robe around Ziria? Demon King? Why has she got the robe of a royal? Okay. Conquering the Labyrinth? We're going into a labyrinth? Hell yeah. Raiding a dungeon! That's fun. Are we going to see any mimics in here? Any skeletons? The deepest floor of the tomb. Okay, that's a really fun idea. Okay. So there's no fighting in here? Okay. No need to fight. Yeah, and you call yourself a pacifist? You should be able to do this. That's such an interesting way to look at it. Forge ahead. Final Fantasy 14? We have to go down and return. She's gonna be there too. That's really interesting. That's fun. Hair. Okay, so her hair is related to her magic. Escape. So that way we can escape without, dying. Cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, naturally. People are gonna break each other's bottles here to make them fail. That's what's gonna happen. Oh no. So we're just gonna see a bunch of golems walking around at dawn? We got until dawn. I like this. I like the idea for this. It's actually really nice. And I love that she is more pacifist driven and she does not want people to die. And so she's put all these countermeasures in place and these, she's literally traveling with them. I do like that a lot, but are they going to be told to split up? Why don't, what's stopping them from just traveling as a big group? Unified Dynasty. Okay, every single one of them leads there. Gotcha. Okay. How many entrances are there? That's very true. Ah, wise up. Okay, think about it that way. Okay. Sure thing, boss. Good luck. We'll see you in your golem in approximately 1 minute. They're sending the jobbers first. That's so funny. Yep, we gotta travel together, is what he's thinking. Let's go. I love that we're keeping in our little groups. Is it gonna be Frieren, Fern, and the two girls this time?
行くよ、フェルン。いいんですか、フリーレン様。協力はダメだね。もう成立しないよ。
Yep, no chance at all. But what about Lavyne and Kane? Are they not going to travel with us? Oh, what do you sense? Aha! She wants to learn more about Frieren. The safest time, yes, because they're so powerful. She senses it. Zenze. It's in her name after all, the spelling that she senses it. I did not mean the pun, but here we are. What do you mean this is the safest route? Were you able to figure that out? Oh wow, look at her. She's made a map from like a video game, it seems, almost. Just put it in the top right corner and yeah. That was really quick. I bet he did. He strikes me as the type. Tell us about the mimics. He was an adventurer. He loved diving deep into dungeons. Yeah, it's fun. Of course it makes sense. Ah. We're going back. Because he wants to explore the whole thing. He hasn't been the other way yet. That's so funny. Himmel is just like us for real. You and I playing video games and shit. We gotta explore the whole area before we go do the main story. We gotta do all our side quests. And the things we find might help us. So true. It's only 10 years that have passed. Aww. I'm glad you got to live the adventure that you wanted. He knows how to win her over. Why do they keep saying her name? I'm joking. It does make plenty of sense, and that's why she's smiling. Lavyne and Kane, why didn't you go with Frieren? Are you going to travel with Richter, your near killer? Nah, you're going to travel with Richter. Yeah, but a lot of these people are looking out for themselves. Only the smartest. Simple traps like mimics. Okay, let's see what happens, Frieren. We have heard. Oh, here we go. I was going to say, we have heard about Frieren and the mimics in the past. It might be a grimoire, it might be a mimic. Only 99, there's that 1% chance. Wow. Just look at the chain and see which way it's curled or if it's straight or not. That'll tell you if it's a mimic or not. Here we go. It's just as I thought. I don't think so, Frieren. Classic. What? Where would you be without your companions, Frieren? I can't imagine you would go traveling into dungeons by yourself because of this. The way Ferd's just like... This is so funny. Ferd is just like yanking and pulling and not even being gentle. Did they go the most dangerous path? Oh, what was that big hole in the roof? Oh, don't travel down the middle. Okay. The ceiling will come crashing down. Yeah, person-shaped stain. That's what I thought I saw on the roof as well. This hole was made for me type shit, you know? Oh, gargoyles. We got gargoyles up in here? And do they still have to avoid the middle of the floor? Okay, Duncan, show off. Haha, this is an Imperial Mage you're fighting right now. Oh shit, okay. Wow. Ooh. Wow, that's a big shield. What can you do? Oh. That's some Harry Potter shit. Let's go. What's her name? Laufen? Oh shit, is she okay? Oh no, she's gonna have to use her golem. She's actually dead. Unless someone can help her. Dankin? Okay, this is where Dankin, the Imperial Mage, shows up because he cares about others. Oh shit. Yeah, what do we do here? We blast a hole? But we had to be dangerous not to damage her, not to hurt her. Oh, we can't damage it. Oh no, she's literally gonna have to use her. Yeah, she's got no choice. That's really sad. Look at the golem though. Holy shit. Damn, the golem's so cool. And it can break through that impenetrable wall. Yeah, there's only 4 left now. In this group anyway. I wonder if this was designed with, you know, Tutankhamun's tomb in mind, where wasn't there like a bunch of traps and stuff? Can I make a suggestion? What's the suggestion? Maybe try breaking the mimic. You have to push in instead? What? That's so funny. Wow. It worked. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Oh wow, why didn't you do that just now? Look at her with the Beatrice hair. That's really funny. Look at how confident she is after that. I love how confident she is right after that. She just gets up, put her hands on her hips, and she's just turning around like, let's just get on with it, right? Classic Frieren. Uh-huh. Ah, smart. Wow, you found a hidden door. What do they do? Dilettante? What does that even mean? We're going every path. I love it. We're mapping out the entire thing. This is the main path. We gotta explore. It's part of the fun. Look at her. Yeah, don't drop your guard yet. Let's take a break. What is this, dungeon meshi? Oh shit, look at all this loot. What do we do with it? Do we have a bottomless bag? It's the joy of adventuring. She's so cute. Trained by Frieren. Absolutely, she's put her whole heart into this. No determination. Yeah, she is very cold, and that's just, yeah. Aww. But now what's your goal? Aww. And now you feel like you're just an empty husk, just pushing forward? You're on the path to Ande. Oh. Wow.
私が初めてダンジョンに潜った時もフリーレン様はガラクタみたいな魔道具を集
Magic
めて
junk.
楽しそうに笑っていました。
This is reminding me about the sunset when Frieren was like wanting to see Fern look at
笑
it.
ってしまったんです。
It made me smile too. Yeah, this is like the exact
そ
same
ん
as
なフリーレ
that.
ン様の姿が好きだから
Aww.
一緒に魔法を追い求めているんだと思い
But
ま
the
す。
roles are reversed this time. I love seeing her smile, watching Frieren smile. It's a really nice thought that watching others be happy can make you happy. Looks like I was trying to follow you.
この過酷なダンジョンも楽しむことができる。
Yeah, they're having a lot of fun. I hope you're having fun too, Sensei. I hope that, you know, you'll share some wisdom with us before we reach the end, perhaps. What is that ominous door right there? Oh shit, a big crystal? What was that? That did not look good. Oh, look at the size of this place. It's huge.
最深部が近いのかもな。
ビアベル、
There's a
なん
door.
だ、もう歩けなく。
拘束されたわ。
Urbel,
魔力を消した
really?
魔法使いが3人。
Why?
自習よ。
Literally, why? Why are the mages fighting? What is Ubel's deal
シ
here?
ャルフ、視界を遮れ。エーレにかけられた魔法はソルガニールだ。分かってる。
Like, literally, why? Frieren, you need to team up with, I can't even remember his name, and he was just told the name, this guy right here, and create a field of flowers. Because he would be near unbeatable with that.
応募が難攻不落だったわけだぜ。まさか、こんなものがいるだろうね。
What? Shadow versions of
シャル
ourselves?
フは俺を、エ
Ooh.
ーレはシャルフを狙え。俺はエーレを叩く。
Ooh.
突破するぞ。
That's bonkers. They're all facing off against different versions of themselves. Is Frieren gonna forever Frieren? Fern versus Fern? Fern versus Frieren, actually? Oh my, this is actually brutal. Having to fight yourself. You know exactly what you're thinking, but you also know your own strengths and weaknesses, so how do you beat that? So the secret is not to fight yourself. Okay, but how are they doing this? A demon or a monster? They only created one copy here, whereas the other group there were 3. Yeah. It should have created another Danke, and that would have been bonkers. Even your memories? Shit.
いい気分じゃないね。
Yeah, that's scary.
救いがあるとすれ
A
ば
perfect replica?
一目見て偽物だと分かるところだな。少なくとも
That's
同士
true.
討ちの危険性は
That is very true.
仮にこの魔法の
Unless
使
it
い
can
手が
start using a
複
voice.
数の複製体を同時に操れるとしたら恐ろしいほどの脅威になりますね。
どちらにせよ徒党を組んでいて
Yeah.
正解だったな。
Oh, for sure. I wonder what the girls are up to, Kane and Lavina. I'm actually worried for them, and we might not even get to see them this episode. That's the worst of it. Did we make it? Have they made it to the bottom? Oh. Is that Danken?
電源あれも対処できるのか。
They're gonna fight Danken? Frieren? Oh no, they're fighting Frieren?
これが試験でなかったらわしはとうにビリ
Oh, oh no. Oh my god, that's actually scary. Oh no. Ooh, and that's how this episode ends, isn't it? Danken would have broken the bottle if this wasn't a test, he said. Even Danken is scared of this coming up. Oh, holy shit, that's one way to end an episode. That's intense. I really thought we were going to get just the same people versus the same people. I didn't think we would get a different group fighting a different person in the... You know what I mean? So I never once thought about the possibility of Frieren showing, like a fake Frieren showing up against anyone else. Because, yeah, can you imagine if they had more than 4 people here? They probably still wouldn't have a chance against Frieren, but, you know, they could at least swarm her. Whereas here, I'm sorry, but I don't see a chance. This is actually terrifying because I really like this group of Dankens here. I know that Richter has kind of got on my nerves, but I think he's starting to grow on me a lot. Laufin is just like, I like Laufin. And then Danken's like quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in this series, just really fast. I really love his moral compass, and I really love the way he holds himself and the way he pushes his group and everything, and I just don't want to see them in danger, and now I'm really worried and I'm anxious about the next episode. And so that was episode number 23 of Frieren. This was just an absolute joy of an episode. The dungeon loving, you know, side of me that plays video games and stuff where you go dungeon diving and everything like that. This was such an absolute treat. This was such a fun episode. And I know that there are plenty of series out there that really just dive into dungeons and that's the whole thing. I made a joke at one point when Frieren said we should take a break or something. I was like, Dungeon Meshi, like, are we going to take a break and eat? And that's a series, obviously, I've only seen openings and endings for. I haven't seen anything else. But this was such, like, this really itched a part of my brain that I have been begging to see from Frieren. We haven't really seen anything like this up until this point, so this was just like so fun to see. Like, I just loved seeing them go through this dungeon, figure out the trials, not even that there were trials, but like, you know, avoiding traps and getting into little scuffs with mimics and everything, seeing gargoyles showing up and everything. Like, just everything here just screamed, I don't know, it just itched a part of my brain. It scratched a part of my brain that I guess I didn't realize I needed from Frieren, because yeah, we've seen little flashes of them being in dungeons and stuff from the old hero group and everything like that, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the first time we've actually seen Frieren with a group or anything, like fully explore a dungeon. Like, you know, this had everything that I wanted. Like, not everything that I wanted, but everything I didn't realize I needed. You know, we got to see some of the same groups party up again, team up again, and continue to, you know, strengthen those bonds that they had. Like, most importantly, like the one that, well, two groups that stuck together entirely were Virbel's group with Virbel and Sharf and Ere, I think the names were. And then also Denkin, Richter, and Laufen stuck together. But this time there were two other randos that joined them. Of course, one of those randos being the girl who held the bird upside down as it delivered the letters. So she looks like she's got a really cruel, mean streak. And I think we'll probably get to see that as things go on here. And I guess we saw that when she didn't hesitate whatsoever to quickly blast through the fake replica of Laufen, whereas the others might have been a little wary to take it out. She did not hesitate whatsoever, and she just took it out immediately. So she's going to be a really interesting character to maybe learn about and maybe see what she does, because she might be one that we need to keep an eye on. But then, of course, you know, sadly Kane and Lavine did not travel with Frieren and Fern. I really thought that they were going to, but I guess at this point they can't just entirely depend on passing this with Frieren. They can't just rely on Frieren for them to pass like this entire first class mage exam. They need to be able to earn that themselves. So Denkin is staying back, asking for everyone to remain, and they can assign roles and they can travel together in order to make the journey a lot easier. But some people, like the first people to speak up against that, were obviously a pack of jobbers, because we've never really seen them before. They just said, nah, we're not going to do that, we're going to do our own thing, because we don't have to make sure each other survives anymore, so what's the point? There's no need in it. But even then, like, if you don't need to make sure people survive, it's still easier to travel in numbers now. Like, if someone drops off, you can just leave them. Like, I just don't understand the logic. It made no sense. But that's the arrogance of some of these people, these first class mages who are very, well, first class wannabe mages who are very arrogant and who think that everything will be handed to them and that they can just take whatever they want by themselves. Like, that's part of the way these people are, and I guess it makes a lot of sense that that's the way, you know, they spoke here and the way they acted out. But even then, they still traveled in a group, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. They just didn't travel in a huge group. I love that Zensei created this trial in mind with the opportunity for everyone to get out safe. There are so many, what's the word, like things in place. I say things because I can't think of the word, in place where there are opportunities to get out of here safely. We have been given a golem, which is very, very powerful, that will allow us to just, once we break the bottle, it will get huge. It's very strong, very powerful. It can stop any trap in this labyrinth, and it will take us out to safety out of the ruins. And she's also traveling too, so that she can make sure that people who say they're going to get there to the middle will actually get there to the middle. And yeah, that's smart, because otherwise what's to stop them from just going in for 5 seconds and then just resting for 3 hours and then returning and being like, yep, made it to the end. You know, I'm sure there would have been another thing in place to ensure people didn't cheat, but you know, I do like that she's going to. It just further proves that it's possible, especially when her whole thing is that a first class mage can make anything possible. A first class mage can do this and can do anything, basically. Like, this is further proving that, because she is first class mage and she is going. The golems will all shatter tomorrow, like the glasses at noon tomorrow, so that kind of tells you that that's the deadline, and that's what she then does share right after. And anyone whose golem shatters, whose golem bottle shatters, like they fail, because they weren't able to do this task by themselves. They weren't able to do it without the assistance of a golem. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe the trial is to reach the middle within that time allotted. I don't think that they need to reach the middle and return. Virbel and his group travel in, and yeah, I like I've already said, I love seeing that these groups are sticking together. I think it's really nice, and it definitely is a comfort to you know, have someone else there to have your back if anything does go wrong, because you know, the number game is obviously going to be better no matter what. And that's when Frieren and Fern decide that they're going to go through a certain entrance, and Zen says like, oh, you're going to have the easiest time, so I'll go with you. And I don't know if that means that Sensei knows that this path, this entrance specifically, is the easiest entrance pathway to the middle or to the end, and maybe Frieren detected that, or maybe she just senses that Frieren and Fern are insanely powerful and she wants to figure out more about them. She wants to learn more about them because she's so interested in them. And that kind of comes up later on when she has the conversation with Fern, saying she doesn't understand Fern. She's the most powerful mage of her age she's ever met, and she doesn't understand how she got so powerful, yet she shows no emotion or anything like that. And yeah, that's a conversation I'll, you know, talk about in a little bit. But Frieren and Fern, they're mapping out the entire dungeon. They are exploring everything. They're going every path before they go the main path, and that's the influence of Himmel the hero right there. Himmel the hero did this exact same thing. Himmel the hero loved exploring these dungeons. Himmel loved checking all of this stuff out and having a lot of fun with it, and you know, just enjoying the time that he spent adventuring and collecting all these little magic gadgets and gizmos aplenty and all that, right? And Frieren has learned to do the same. And I think that the flashback was really funny when they were all like, why do we need to go the side paths? The main path is just right here, blah, 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 blah. And Himmel was just like, well, you know, there might be a super powerful, super rare tome over here, and Frieren is just immediately on the case. And that might have been part of what helped her be okay with going on these side paths and everything with Himmel, but I feel like doing it long enough with Himmel, she learned to love it. She learned to appreciate it, because we know Frieren is someone who enjoys watching other people be happy, and that's something that we saw back in the episode with the sunrise, or was it sunset? I can't remember. I think it was sunrise though, where she didn't care for it herself, but she wanted to watch Fern watch it because she knew that Fern would like it. She knew she would be happy and that would make her happy. I imagine Frieren grew to feel this same way with Himmel and these dungeons, and so now that she's, you know, no longer with Himmel, she's still carrying that soul of the hero. She's carrying that memory of Himmel into the future and doing all the things he loved, doing all the things he enjoyed, living life the way he once lived life. And we see now that Fern is the one who watches on and lives through happiness of seeing others happy, and that person being Frieren. She's the exact same as Frieren is in other ways. Like, they are very similar, but they see things in different ways, where Fern, she appreciates the real things. She appreciates, you know, like flowers and her head piece, her hair piece, and sunsets and everything like that. And of course, you know, the bracelet. Whereas Frieren appreciates the magic and everything. So they kind of are complete opposites in that sense, but they are very similar when it comes to the things they love and appreciating things through the other. I think it's so funny that there's a point where I think it's Danken who comments on like something about idiots and mimics, and then it immediately cuts to Frieren staring at a chest with Fern behind her looking worried, and Sensei just watching to see what's going to happen. And Frieren is like, yep, that spell that we use to detect this as a mimic, it's only 99% accurate, so that 1% means that this could have a very powerful tome in here. Of course we know that isn't true. Of course we know it's a mimic. And I think we all knew that while we were watching too. I don't think any of us once for a second thought that this was anything but a mimic. But it is so funny just seeing her constantly getting into these situations. She always seems to get herself into these situations with mimics no matter what. It's almost like she never learns. And I think that that's part of the joy of Frieren's character. She will always have appreciation for that 1% and having optimism and everything. So I wonder if the creator of this series will have 100 mimics show up and 99 of them are actually going to be fake. They're going to be mimics. And then the one random mimic will actually be a real tome or something. I think that would be funny if there were literally 100 and we got to see that actually play out, the 99% and the 1%, because that would change everything. And I'd be over here like, okay, Frieren, fair play, I owe you an apology, but today's not that day. Frieren, of course, stuck in the mimic and Fern trying to pull her out. We got to see some really flashy magic when the gargoyles attacked Denkin's group, and sadly that is a point where one of the party members, one of the 5 that they traveled with, gets shot into a separate room here. And yeah, this makes me realize while I'm watching this right now that there's 5 of them here, but we never saw Ubel and Land. We never saw where they went. And that has me really just worried that they're up to no good. But yeah, there's some really cool magic, the flashiness, the camera angles, the composition, everything is just beautiful here. And then we get to see that this poor little girl here, she cannot be broken out. The magic being used on the wall cannot be broken by magic spells, and so she has to use her golem, and the golem is able to break her out. The golem can stop the walls and break her out very easily, but it has to take her out, and that means that she has failed the first mage class exam. And yeah, that has to be really frustrating to know that while yes, you could have had your guard up and you could have protected this, it almost feels like this wasn't necessarily her fault. She was in the middle of the heat of battle. A lot of stuff was going on, but it just further goes to show those that pass this exam are those that are more aware and that are ready to be first class mages. She was not ready in this instance, and that's why she failed. We learned that to get out of, a mimic, you have to push someone opposed to pulling them, because you need to choke the mimic out. You need to make it so that they can't breathe, and they will spit you out right there and then. And it just makes me wonder, why is the mimic not chewing down on her? Why is it not trying to eat her? Like, what's the point of mimics here if they're not trying to kill you? They just kind of like suck you in. And do they work like Venus flytraps, where they just keep you trapped in for long enough and eventually their saliva or whatever, their acids will kill you and give them sustenance? We do get the answer that I asked while watching this of what she did while she was by herself those years, and she would blow it up from the inside using magic, but she doesn't like doing that because it gives her ringlets, it gives her frizzy hair. And I think it's really funny because it looks like something we've seen in plenty of anime openings, endings and stuff like that. Like it's very ladylike kind of hairstyle. I think it's so funny. It's very Biscuit Kruger also, Beatrice from ReZero also. But yeah, it's just funny seeing Frieren like this. And then we get a nice little montage of her taking the group through the dungeon and finding all these treasures, going on different paths, not going the main path because she wants to explore every possible thing here. I think it's adorable. I think it's really just nice to see this play out the way it does, because it's showing Frieren having fun. And we learn that Fern is kind of telling us here that she has no more kind of determination or love for magic whatsoever. She's kind of just doing it out of the fact that she promised someone that she would become a powerful mage. That's really sad if that's how she sees what she's doing, because I thought that she still enjoyed what she did. I didn't realize that things were this bad for her. I didn't realize she was almost like in a depressive state. She does still have fun and she does still smile and love what she's doing, and that's through Frieren. She sees Frieren being happy and that makes her happy. And yeah, it's a really nice switch up of how Frieren sometimes feels when it comes to Fern. But yeah, it's just also really sad that that's how Fern feels at this point. I didn't realize things had gone this bad for her. and that this is how she felt. We get a very ominous little cutaway scene where it shows a big round room and then a purple crystal light up, and I'm like, what the hell is that? But I never really thought anything of it. And that's when we cut to Virbel's group, and Virbel's group is just traveling along, and then Ere gets trapped by Virbel's spell. And in my head I'm like, oh my god, what's Ubel doing? Why is Ubel here trying to cause trouble? Like, what is her goal? What is her intention here? What's she going to achieve with this? But that's not the case at all. It turns out that this is actual literal shadow versions of themselves, replicas, perfect replicas, with potentially even their memories, can do their spells, use their abilities, use their movements against them and everything like that. And Virbel very smartly is like, okay, there's 3 of them, 1 for each of us. I'm going to take out a different one. You take out this one, you take out this one. That way they're not fighting themselves, because it's just going to be a battle that either nobody is going to win or potentially the wrong side could win, because you're fighting yourself and yourself knows yourself better than yourself does. That sounds stupid, but yeah, I think that is really, really interesting, and I love the way this played out here. And then that's when we cut to seeing Denkin's group fighting a fake Laufen. So this time it's only one of them that they're fighting, 4 against 1, but Laufen isn't able to really do much because they know each other's moves, so they're just endlessly fighting here right up until Richter puts up a big wall, and then the girl that I don't know the name of blasts a hole through said wall in order to defeat the fake Laufen. And yeah, it's just really, really interesting to see that she didn't hesitate here, and I think that that's going to be something to pay attention to. And yeah, Laufen, fake Laufen, is dead now. As Denkin says, this must be the work of a demon or a monster, and I wonder if that's going to be right at the center of the dungeon, if that's going to be in the bottom floor or anything like that. And yeah, who knows what's going to happen there. And also, like, it has me worried that if it can create just a single person, and as we saw at the very end of this episode, it can create someone that's not even in your party right in front of it. It can create Frieren. I'm wondering if Zensei could also be created here and that they might have to fight her. I don't know if it's going to go that way, but I'm very, very worried at this point now, especially once we see Denkin's face and he is shitting bricks once he sees Frieren. And I'm worried about him because I know that he is a great mage, but I'm worried that he might be out of his comfort zone here, because he himself knows he was no match for Frieren the last time they fought. And we know now as viewers that Frieren wasn't even taking the fight too seriously. She was also studying the barrier. She was just sending basic spells every so often, doing what she had to do in order to win. So yeah, where are we going to go from here? They're going to fight Frieren. What's Frieren going to do when she shows up? And I love that little line of dialogue right at the end from Denkin where he says, I would have broken my bottle a long time ago if this was not part of a test, because he knows he stands no chance here. So yeah, that's where we leave off here. What an incredible episode. This is yet again one of my favorite episodes this season. Like, every episode, this arc especially, has been just absolutely incredible. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. And comment down below letting me know what you plan to get up to this weekend. And yeah, that's going to do it for me for today. I hope that you're having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.